Hey guys, it's Mel. I'm going to try to mash these clips together. I figured I would share with you just the process. I got 2 Raskogs, yay! My very first 2. I picked up 2 while I was there. I couldn't help it. I was purposely going to try to buy these 2 cream ones because I knew I was going to paint them already. And here is the paint that I got. This is by Krylon. It's in the color Gumdrop Gloss. Krylon Cover Max Ultimate Coverage. I've used this on other projects. It's such a pretty lavender color that I think would match really well in my craft room. And then I got another one that I'll show you in the next clip that is like a robin's egg blue. So I couldn't help it when I went to IKEA and I got 2, I got one of these and I had to get the teal color one. I don't know why. These 2 would have been easier just because it's white with the base. But since I got the teal one, I figured the teal one will spray to robin's egg blue because it's really close in color actually anyway. And then this one's the one that's going to go lavender. So I was deciding whether I was leaving a cream one in lavender, but let's see how it goes. So I'll add this clip together. We're just down in my basement. This is just like a spare yucky room in my basement, so I have it laid just on a piece of like drywall that we're not going to be using, and that's just going to be, you know, to cover the floor, and I will check back in once we get it painted. Oh, and I bought this little spray gun thing. It's $2 at Walmart. It really helps your finger because you wouldn't think so, but your finger starts to ache when you're spraying layers upon layers. And I bought a couple cans of these, but this sprayer really works. It's like a little trigger gun. It just, you know, you pull this like you're, you know, spraying Windex instead of holding it down so tight, and it really tends to hurt your finger. So I will check back in and show you guys how it goes. Bye. Okay, here's the second coat. I mean, for actually only the first coat. We're getting the third coat on my little pieces. It's getting there. Okay guys, so here's maybe about 4 layers later. I had to give everything time to dry, flip it over, do the insides. You're definitely going to need at least 3 cans of your spray paint. So don't try to go cheaper. You're going to need it and you're going to end up having to run out. I'm telling you, just because of the coats. And this was already with the white base one that I used, and I wasn't even trying to cover one of the dark ones. So it's not going to look like much now till it's all put together, so stay tuned for that. Bye. Hello crafty friends, it is Mel. So I've been dying to share with you the finished project, and boy was it a project, but I'll get into that in a minute. But those of you who follow me or been following me for a while, I mentioned in a previous video that my mom and I were getting ready to go over the bridge to another trip to IKEA. My little sister is getting married on the 18th of March, and she wanted some of the little lanterns and she needed a bunch of the candles for the aisle as she walks down the aisle. So we decided to go to IKEA for that, and we picked one that was too big, so we had to make another trip. Long story short, I get to go to IKEA and help my mom. So it's not too far from me, but we do have to go over the bridge to Philadelphia. So it was like a nice little trip. So anyway, as I went there, I got a few things. One of them being this little paper lantern I got up here. And I also got that little lotus flower looking light. But we're in my living room, and I just have it parked against one of my little side table here. But so I'm going to try to insert, and I'm not really good at video editing yet, but I'm going to see if I can try to add either to the end of this, or you may have seen it in the beginning, little clips of me downstairs in my basement painting this. So I live in New Jersey, and it has been cold, and it's been snowing quite often. Now, I just couldn't wait, and I should have, so I'll give you all that warning. I already knew in my head when I bought these that I was going to paint them. So I got 2 of the IKEA carts because I had I had purchased something there before, and I thought I'm going to return this because I didn't like it. And then I got 2 carts for, you know, I didn't have to put any more money towards it, so it was great because these are only $29.99 in the States anyway. So I got one of them in the beige color. Now I don't particularly care for the beige color they offer. At my IKEA they offer beige, a teal, and that's the other one I got, and then a really pretty dark like slate gray. But the beige to me is too yellowy. Like it almost looks a little aged, just in my opinion, and for what I was trying to match it with. So I had it in my mind. I already had the paint purchased before I even got these carts that I wanted mine to be lavender like my room because I'm obsessed. Well, so I decided, and I couldn't wait with what I was getting to was with the weather outside. I could not wait to spray these because spring would be ideal, where you could just spray it and in between layers it can dry nicely with the breeze outside. You know, you won't get the fumes. Well, we have a huge basement. It's an unfinished basement, but it's huge. So I thought maybe I could get away with spraying down there, keeping the door shut, but it was not a good idea. And although it didn't smell really strong up here, my husband has like a super smelling nose and it probably was not safe. I did vent the windows because yesterday was a little warmer, and now today, should have waited. Today's almost 60 degrees outside. So I could have waited and should have waited, and I may still give this another clear coat. But overall, I love it. But what I want to, so I don't really have anything on it. These were just some of the accessories I bought. They were out of those little magnetic things that go on the front. They said there was an issue with quality, so they're like redoing them. I guess somewhat of a recall. So I put this together myself. I was by myself. It would have been nicer to have somebody hold it as you do it, but it worked. I did it. And I'm proud of myself for doing it. So I used, and I show you in these other videos, so if I can get these clips in there, Krylon. I believe it was in Gumdrop. The color was Gumdrop something. I don't know. But I used the lavender, and I got a really pretty robin's egg blue, which I see on my table right now. So I'm thinking of painting my other one but that one I will wait till spring or a nicer day outside. So I love the way it came out, but two things. I should have waited again, so just to make it easier on myself and just to do it, we have a large yard. I could lay tarps out or whatever I decide to paint them on. But I painted them before I put them together, but now that I've done that, I really think it would have been easier, and I know people might disagree. I think it would have been easier if I painted it while it was already together, because then I could lean underneath and get, I mean, who knows, maybe I'm wrong, but I think for the next one I'm going to put it together and then paint it. And just try it, what could it hurt? But two things. One, it's super cold, and even though it was indoors, it's cold in my basement. So I think this aided in it. But, and also the other thing was with the smell. And it would just dry better in between. So I let it dry overnight. This has been my project for the past 3 days. And what I want to show you, and I kind of like it, but I don't know if you can see the finish, but where it kind of crackled in a little spot. So I don't know if this was due to, I don't know if you can see that there, but you can kind of see it. It's very minor. It almost looks like some of our mixed media projects, you know, with the crackle paint. So that's the way, you guys know me, with when I make a mistake, I still try to make it work instead of, you know, chucking the whole project, which obviously I wouldn't, you know, do that with this. But I kind of like it. It gives it a little bit of texture, so it's not completely smooth. But if you're looking for the smooth look, I would definitely do that. And then I also bought a clear coat, which I think this needs another layer, because I was very careful while putting it together, and you have to slide the side tubes into, you know, when you do the side. But inside, like some of those chipped as they went in there, but those were all covered because they went inside the tube, obviously, and I was jamming them in because you have to. But other than that, it was fine. But I would believe, like, if you know, bang it too much. So that's why I put a lot of clear coat, and I would make sure to really do the corners, which is what I did. But I think I want to do another clear coat, just to kind of really seal it. But again, I'm going to wait till we can do it outdoors so I don't kill my whole family, because that would not be good. So yeah, the smells, I definitely do well ventilated area, as they always say. I should have known better, and I should have waited, but it's not too bad, and it's already aired out now, but wouldn't recommend that. So learn from my mistakes. But I kind of like the little textured look, and it's not everywhere. Like, it's pretty smooth, with the exception of, you know, where I'm showing you, and, you know, but I sprayed it. I had to do like 4 or 5 coats of this. Not that I had to do 4 or 5 coats, so to speak, just more so to make sure you didn't miss any areas, because sometimes when you're spraying upright like this, and then if you look from the underneath view, you might have missed under here, so you might still see the beige color under there. So that's why I kind of had to go over it. And I would just recommend a lot of thin coats and get a long drying time in between, because I really think, even though I did let it dry overnight, I think it was just cold too. But I think that might have caused the crackling. But I don't mind the crackling. In fact, I quite enjoy it. So I give this project an A+. It was definitely a lot of work. But I was stubborn, and I had it in my mind that I was painting this purple. It probably would be easier to just keep it one of the colors that they offer. And you probably won't have to worry about as much chipping and things like that. I'm sure, you know, you don't want to go banging it around. But when you go to paint something, you always run the risk of, you know, is it going to chip and show what's underneath? So far so good. I think if you're careful with these, and again, I want to give this another clear coat, but I won't even mind. I'm just so happy and tickled purple will say that I got this the color that I wanted. So I'm really excited to organize it and fill it up. I got a couple of these little, just in the white, these little cups, and then I got 2 of these. I probably should have got 3, so they could be 1, 2, 3 for maybe my Copics and things like that. So I'm trying to decide my most used, and this was another pot thing I got. These were $1.49, and I thought they were cute, but they're actually a planter pot. So that was something that I got at IKEA. I got 2 of those just to kind of try. And then I can, you know, con my mom into going again. Make her ride over there with me. I could go by myself, but she's my IKEA buddy. So, if I ever need to, I can go back again. But this was just a test. And I got a few things from Target yesterday, too. With the spring, the dollar spot. I got this little pink wooden case and a couple other little things to go in this. But I just wanted to share this with you. So hopefully I was able to add the clips of me painting this. I may not, so you know, you're not really missing much. It was just quick little videos. But this rolls super easy on the carpet, and I have really thick plush carpet here in this living room. And then I even had it on my, I'll show you, this was another rug I got from IKEA. So I even had it like rolling on this, and it rolled so easy. And this is like a longer, like an area shag carpet. So so I'm really excited, and my carpet's pretty upstairs. It's like a thinner carpet, that firmer, I guess we'd say, more dense. So I think that'll be no problem rolling on there. So far so good. I'm so glad that I chose to paint this. I've seen some of you paint yours, but I think I want to paint, the other one I got was teal, even though I probably should have got both of them in the beige, just because even though I was painting them, but I couldn't help but to get the pretty color in hopes that maybe I would keep it that way. But I think the teal is just a little too dark for me. So I decided to paint the beige one, the lavender, and then the teal one, just a robin's egg blue, which isn't too far from the teal, but at least if it chips, you won't see it as much, where this one is going to chip through like a whitish beige, but if it does chip. So far so good, and I don't even care if it does chip. I really like the way it came out, and I just wanted to share it with you crafty friends. And let me know below if you've ever tried to paint yours, or add in pictures, or link me to your videos. I'd love to see, and then I will do a video once I get this all set up. But I think this will be really nice, and put my mainly used things, maybe stamps and dies, and then my 6x6 pads. I'm still deciding. It's hard to decide what makes the cut to these carts. But I have another one, but now I initially got them for my craft room to have 2 of them side by side in there, but I think I want to use one in the kitchen here. But they have many uses, so they don't have to be in your craft room. I've seen people use them in bathrooms. I've seen people use them for dorms. I've seen people use them, you know, kitchens, garages, just anywhere you need. And some people put their kids' art stuff in there. So yeah, I'm so excited, and I love the lavender with the white because it goes with my craft room. And hopefully I can add in those clips. If not, at least you get a sneak view, and I'll probably have to post those videos separate if I'm not able to mash them together somehow here with my editing, which I'm not too good at. So hope you all are enjoying your Wednesday, and anybody who's ordered from my D-stash, everything went out, so if you haven't received it yet, you should be receiving it shortly. So yeah, I guess that's it, and stay tuned for another video. Bye guys.